Thanks again for joining me. I have Ronald here from Floorganise, so thanks so much for joining me today, Ronald. Maybe introduce yourself, let people know what Floorganise is for those who aren't as familiar.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to be here with you in New Orleans. So my name is Ronald Vries. I am Managing Director of Floorganise, which is an IT company in the Netherlands that focuses on supporting shipyards with their productivity roadmaps. So we are a company consisting of both shipbuilders and software engineers. And in that, let's say, combination of competences, we are developing whatever our shipyard clients need in order to make the next step in their productivity. And obviously that oftentimes starts with getting the IT systems to connect and talk to each other. So that's also why we appreciate our cooperation with ShipConstructor so much.
Yeah. I know one of the ways we're cooperating is on NSRP projects, and so maybe can you give people an update on what the project we're working on together?
Yeah, the NSRP, that's interesting because we don't have a similar concept in Europe, but the National Shipbuilding Research Program, which is basically a platform that allows shipyards from the US to propose developments or novel things that they see a way to implement and create. And then have the group of participants pay for it with a bit of subsidy, sometimes also from the NSRP itself. It's for us, it's a great avenue to jointly work on a few topics in a very structured way. So currently we have a research project going on with the title Automated Detail Planning. And basically what it aims to do is take a look from, let's say that's our perspective for the project, which is basically asking what does a frontline supervisor need to do their job right, let's say. So what's their information need, and then deliver on that information. And the source of a lot of that information comes from ShipConstructor, or shipbuilding PLM even more specifically. So what we are aiming for is to bring knowledge to the frontline supervisors, and in this topic of automated detail planning, it's about what's my workload for this week and next, and that all is triggered by basically using the product hierarchy in shipbuilding PLM for the application of planning, scheduling, budgeting, and so forth. So that's in a nutshell what's that about.
So what are some of the challenges there? What's the key thing you're trying to solve with the project?
Yeah, so from an IT perspective, it's having multiple systems talk to each other across a multitude of scenarios. So you have a happy flow where everything runs smooth, but obviously that's not shipbuilding. A lot of exceptions are always taking place. So change management is one of these aspects. So the nature of change and how to signal that change on not only within the engineering teams, but even more so also within the production team. So what happens when engineering decides to change a part that is already released to production, and what's the notification on the production side so that they can assess impact and alternative scenarios for completion of their work and their week or 2 weekly plans. So yeah, let's say the challenge is to make it as practical as possible to deliver value on the shop floor. That's let's say, and that's where it's very helpful to have these shipyards also participate in these projects and give us their daily challenges, and also a very rich explanation of the different scenarios they come across in their everyday job. Yeah.
I know, like us, Floorganise is focused on shipbuilding. That's the industry you're specializing in. So, speaking with shipyards, have you noticed a different change in maybe mentality towards information sharing and information management over the past maybe year or 2 years?
Well, shipbuilding is always highs and lows, and currently we see a lot of customers where the highs are, let's say, returning, and that also stresses, let's say, the duration of projects. So ships need to be delivered faster, and when that happens, you see that you need to do more in the same time frame. So, for instance, the building strategy that is being applied is in that sense sometimes changing in the sense that you want to do a lot of pre-outfitting already in the hull block building phase, and so then planning and scheduling and these detailed applications of information is more important, and that's also bringing us an uptake in these topics. So I think it's also from that angle a good timing to start working on that automated detail planning topic right now, because it can really help speeding up the efforts on the shop floor.
Outside of the NSRP, what is Floorganise focusing on right now?
More of the same, I would say. So we just mentioned change management. So that's one topic that we are actively pursuing. And alongside with that is what we call task readiness. So how do you know on the shop floor if everything is green, let's say, to start? So is my material ready? Is the predecessor ready? Are all issues resolved? And bringing that to the shop floor in a single glance, let's say, that everything is clear right there at the moment in time that you're picking up that work. That's all what we are aiming to complete. Another element that is important in that consideration is change application of different scenarios. So let's say you are working as a production manager, you're working on a certain workload, and now you see a change coming, and you want to understand what's the best way to accommodate that change in terms of planning. So that's one of these. And it's not scenario planning, but it does include scenarios. Yeah.
Are you looking at any technologies like AI? I know that's a huge buzz in everywhere. So.
Yeah, last year we've completed a module, an AI module that uses the time and attendance data that we capture from our daily work, let's say, to use that to discover patterns in how activities are completed over time. And it allows us basically to predict the finish dates and the budgets involved for either running tasks, so that's let's say the short-term prediction, but also the long-term prediction. So when you have a planner stand up a new project plan for a new project, then we use historic knowledge of the shipyard to assess the level of accuracy that the computer model would predict for that specific project plan. So that's the long-term planning approach.
That's the first use of AI I've heard actually practically in shipbuilding. So.
Yeah, and we also made it very, let's say, colorful in the sense that on the shop floor it would translate into a stoplight system, right? So signaling which activities have a high risk of impacting the critical path or the critical chain of a project, and there we're signaling instantly where the attention needs to go out to, without requiring people in production to look at metrics or difficult stuff. Yeah.
Are there any other technologies or innovations that you're looking to either introduce in your solution or connect with?
Well, so the AI is one topic, and then on the level of algorithms, we still have quite a bit of work and ideas in the algorithm domain. And other than that, I think we will focus on completing more use cases that, such as we just mentioned, with the task readiness, the change management, the scenarios. Yeah, that's what our customers are asking at the moment. So that's what we're creating. Yeah.
And then looking ahead for the next year or the next few years, as a business, what are you going to be focusing on?
Well, as we are growing our business, we are growing our size, and also let's say we're adding more competences to our team. So like let's say data science is one of these competences that we've recently started to recognize and also adapt, because there's a lot in there. But also services. So we have a team of experienced shipbuilders that support our shipyard customers with implementing our tools and also applying, for instance, within ship repair, all kinds of estimation capabilities. So yeah, adding more competences, that's basically what we are all focusing on. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ronald. I think that's a great overview of what Floorganise is up to, and excited to see what you get up to over the next year.
Yeah,
as well.
thank you.
So.
I'm keen on keeping up the good cooperation with SSI. So
yeah, I know we are
let's
as well.
do that.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you too.